Hello viewers and welcome to another session of Autodesk Civil 3D 2022. In the last two sessions we have learned about creating simple linear work and then linear work with transition lane. In today's session we will learn how to create linear divided road work. In order to do so, let's close this by default drawing number 1 and access this supporting file attached along with this video tutorial. First thing first, we will create an assembly. To give an appropriate name, we will write divided highway assembly. Assembly type could be different amongst these options. However, we will opt for other. Style would be basic and all codes would be used. We will use the suffix modifier in layer as underscore static. Now we have this basic assembly here. We can select it and access the tool palette. From here, we can choose different things like in medians, we have this option. We can select it. Under advanced parameters, we have all these details available. Ditch width, slope, ditch slope, centerline pivot, shoulder slope direction, left median width, right median width. Then we have the paved shoulder width, pavement 1 extension, 2 extension, base extension, then depth for pavement 1, 2 and base depth and so on. Currently we will choose all these by default values and then click at the center of the assembly so that we have this median. Then we want a lane, so we'll go for this one. The side must be right or left. Let's choose left one now. The width is 3.6. It is by default. All these other things are by default for now, like the pavement 1 depth, pavement 2 depth, base depth, sub-base depth, super elevation, slope, direction, potential pivot, and so on. As we have chosen the left side, so let's hit on the left top node to get this lane. After lane, we must have a shoulder. So let's go to shoulder and use the shoulder extension. The side is left, which is good. Width is 2.4, which is fine for now. Other details are by default for now. For instance, the sub-base daylight type, the daylight slope, width, and all these other aspects are by default for now. So we can hit the left top node like this to get the shoulder. Moving next, we need daylight, so let's go for this daylight standard. The side is left, which is perfect as we are working on the left side now. It is including the daylight link. Then the ratio is 6:1 and all the other values are by default. That include the steep cut slope, the forced slope width, the forced slope, ditch width, flat fill, and so on. All of these values are by default, so all we need to do is simply click on this node. So this is the entire left side. This one was the median. We can access the sub-assembly properties. We can give it a specific name like separator. You can assign any name as per your convenience. Next we have the lane, so let's name it as the left lane. Apply and OK. Let's select the shoulder, go to sub-assembly properties, and here we can give a very simplified name like the left shoulder. Next, again we will access the sub-assembly properties for the daylight standard and we can give the name as left daylight. Now we can select all of the left side. Simply go to the mirror option and hit the right top node of this point. And here we go. We have this entire subassembly set mirrored or replicated on the other side, which is the right side. Now we can select the subassembly properties for the lean, shoulder and daylight and replace the word left with the word right so that we get right lean, right shoulder and right daylight. Simply follow the procedure as shown in this video tutorial. Once done, we can start with the corridor. It will ask for a name. Previously, we gave the name as Transition Lane Corridor. It was the last session. In this one, we will give the name as Divided Highway Road Work. Divided Highway Road Work. We can give the suffix modifier as underscore static in the layers and press OK. We will keep alignment and profile. Alignment is axis of highway, profile is existing ground, assembly is divided highway assembly, and target surface is EG, that is the existing ground. Let's rebuild the corridor and see the result. A corridor has been created. You can view it like this. It has been formed all along through the alignment. We can select the corridor, go to the object viewer to have a cleaner view in 3 dimensions. Currently we are in realistic mode. Here you can see there is a separator in the middle, then there are 2 lanes, left lane and right lane, then we have the shoulder and then the daylight. It is exactly like we have done in the assembly. You can have a cleaner look if you could zoom in into this point. It may take a little time to render depending upon your system specifications and definitely the size of your project. And more details you get into the project, the heavier it gets. Now you can clearly view the median or the separator in the center, and the left and the right there are lane, shoulder and the daylight. Once done, we can save the file as lecture number 86 because we were doing all the changes in the supporting file which was attached along with this video tutorial. Once the file is saved, we can simply close the Civil 3D software and call it a day. So this was all about creating a divided roadwork. See you in the next session. Till then, take care.